And what's up there, YouTube? Stampede Valkyrie coming back at you again with another recent Craigslist find. I'm coming across this bar here, found locally on Craigslist, probably without less than an hour drive for me. As again, for the people that already know this, here's another AeroDynic. Some people like to call these things Aero Twin Sonics. Still an AeroDynic. It's just a sealed beam version. It's pretty obvious that the passenger side dome is visually clearer, less fading than the driver's side dome is. And if you look at it here, interesting, because I would assume that this is a RVF series bar. So basically full size, individual rotators found here, since this is the side easier to see, rotators, V-mirror, and then flashers. That would be my guess. I have yet to open this up. I did take the screws off the ends, but I have not opened this up. So let's go ahead and slide these domes off and put this thing down real quick, take a look at the inside, and go from there. So continuing on with that now, with the magic of pausing a video, I've got the domes off. I'm going to take a look on the inside and see what this is. A little dirty, it's not too bad. Some critters apparently were in here at some point. It does have 7400 series bulbs. These should be 4416s. These guys here look like they're right. Without actually diving into it again. Just looking real quick. I can't really tell. The numbers have long since faded, or it's upside down. 4414 at least is the one back here. I would assume that the other ones are probably, they look real close. That one there. Let's see if I can get this to zoom or not. Looks like that's another 4414. So I've got 4414s at least in the rear. I'm assuming they're 4414s in the front. Typical AeroDynic Type 3 motor. The date on this, well, let's look at the SAE tag first before we get on the motor. 86 is the SAE tag. The build tag on this, it should read 24 RVF. Let's see what we got. It is a 24 RVF-1Z. Okay, that could have some historical significance here. So for those that don't know, where this bar was found was not very far away from New York City. For those that don't know this, the typical Aero Twin or the NYPD Aero Twins were the 40 or the Model 24s. RVF-1Z, the mid-length bars, but they did use regular full-length bars on things like buses and other apparatus. It wasn't real common. I have a certified one, or I have one that I know for a fact because I know where it came from. So I have one of these already that's an NYPD bar and was set up for it. That bar has the same tag this one has. Now again, I'm not going to speculate as was this one. Maybe it was. It was pretty close. I mean, this could have just easily been put on the surplus market like they were done so many previous times, and that's how I got my other NYPD bars. But this also might not have been. But going by the tag and what that tag reads, this could be a full-size NYPD Aero Twin. The question comes down to, am I going to do that? The answer, no. I have one already. I don't really need to do another one, and plus I know the historical piece, so I can track back the history of the other one that I have, so I know that was legit. There's a very good chance, geographically speaking, where I found this, that this may have been. Oftentimes these bars were sold and put on wreckers, and that's why I was assuming it was an RVF. So apparently it's not an RVF, it's a RVF-1Z, which basically means custom configuration. The interesting thing is the only thing that's not standard on this bar that I can see are the 7400 series bulbs. Everything else looks to be fine. A little bit of dirt, just stuff I can clean up. I've done this so many times before. This is really not a challenge. I'm looking to see if I can get if I can do it with you guys. It doesn't tell me what year that motor is. I don't know. Bear with me a moment. Let's see if I can eyeball it. Doesn't look like it. I'm going to assume it's an original motor, but I can't tell as it's turned too far. As I clean this up, I might unmount that and take a look and see what the year the motor is, but at this stage I can't tell. if the motor's original to the bar. I'm assuming it is because it has the same dirt levels and the same wear levels the rest of the bar has. It's not like it's an overly new motor. But so let's get this hooked up and see if I can bring it to life. I have yet to do that. So bear with me here. See if we can power it up with my power supply that's getting pretty anemic, and we'll go from there. So coming back to this now, I've actually had to play around with the wiring a little bit. I was done a little bit off camera since I can only hold with 2 hands and do so on and so forth. Let's talk about the wiring on this. Some of this needed to be corrected. You'll take note of coming in on this side. Let me zoom back in on this. Is your wires coming from the cable itself, which is here. Hold on a second here. Gray cable in the back. And then coming in, there's a red for primary power. The yellow wire is going nowhere. You've got your speaker wires, and then there's a blue wire coming down here for the flasher. Your ground is obviously grounded to the bar. Looks like the ground wire is going over here. All these wires are, it's a little bit confusing. Nope, thicker wire. There it is. Ground wire coming down here, grounded to the bar. Here's the thing that got me with this. I'm not sure what they were trying to do with this wiring in series. There was wires going all over the place back and forth here, which didn't make any sense to me. So I tried to clean it up, still using the original wiring. It's still kind of wired goofily. You can see that they are wired in series. The grounds themselves are also wired in series, but they're both grounding across from each other, which is kind of weird. Anyway, I'm not going to get too much into that. The list at this point here, electrically, I know it's sound. It's just strange. Coming over to this side, the lights are in series again. No, not necessarily in series, but you can see it coming up to one and then going to another one, which I guess is fine. It works as long as you don't lose that post. If you lose the post, you're in trouble. Your lights are going out. So let's at least test the flashers first, because this is an original flasher. What is this, a can flasher? It is a Ideal Corp. Whatever Ideal Corp is. I think I've seen their stuff before. It's definitely a thermal flasher. Is it a 537 is my question. That's what this should be. It is. It is a 537 made by Ideal Corp. Get my fingers out of the way. There it goes. Heavy duty flasher 537. So there we go. So it is the right flasher for this bar. Basically means that the flash rate will be uneven, and you'll hear the click, 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 click. So let's start by testing that flasher. Most of the time on these bars, these flashers have long since given up the ghost. If it does work, I will be most impressed. Ooh, we've got light. I've got a dink. It's doing the dinkle. I've got, these lights are lighting. These lights are lighting. That is quite awesome. I figured I'd be the first thing I'd have to replace, but I do not. And so the light is working. At least the flashes work. That's always a good sign. The easiest to fix, but those flashers are not always easy to find. And the back. So yeah, we're live. All right, so let's pause this again and let's see if I can get the whole thing to fire up. Cross your fingers on this one, folks. And we're back. And let's see if she fires up. Again, cross your fingers. Ooh, we are live. But I do not have flashers. That's odd. I'm gonna have to take a look at that. I've got a I've got a select alert light going on there on the driver's side. That's kind of funny. Actually passenger side, my correction on that. It is totally select alerting on me. Probably the brush probably needs to be cleaned. Probably something simple. Had that happen to me once before. These two are going strong. Let me see if I can iron out why these flashers aren't working. So give me a second. So unfortunately, I think I spoke too soon. I think that flasher gave up the ghost at some point. I'd have to get a meter out and test it, but it doesn't want to fire off anymore. The nice thing though is now that I've had this bar running for a little bit, the select alert feature has corrected itself there on the passenger side rotator. I don't know how long this search for this powdery pack is going to last on me, as the last time it didn't last very long. And there's the beeping. So this is going to be a quick one again. I have a feeling this is just going to die. Let me go ahead and actually kill this, and I can talk about it a little bit more. That would explain the reason why, however, that the flashers wouldn't fire off at the same time. So what that tells me is it's time for me to get a new power pack. Kind of disappointing considering the fact that the last Harbor Freight pack I had lasted me almost 5 years, and this one might be pushing 2.5. And that's including a year of COVID with very little use. So who knows? Anyway, that's it in a nutshell. I know for a fact that the light does work. It does spin up. It does need some cleaning. I'll get on that. And that the flasher was working. I'll test it again and find out why. I actually think that my power supply is the reason why it's not working. The only thing not original on here that I can see are those 7400 bulbs. I'm not going to turn this into another NYPD bar. I have this already. Honestly, if I wanted to do that though, it's pretty simple. All I would have to do is reverse the speaker grill to have it face the other way, so that way the power came in on the passenger side, not the driver's side. Power's coming in on driver's side here. If I reverse this, power would then be coming, this would be facing forward, and power would be coming in on the passenger side. That's all really you have to do. But I don't know, make some comments, tell me what you guys think I should do. I have one already again, so I don't think I'm gonna go down that route, but I'm thinking about maybe swapping these domes. These amber domes are kind of used and abused. If I can find something that I have in stock, then by all means I'll go that route. If I can't find something that I have in stock, then I may actually have to order them while I still can. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about feet on this, as this was actually, and I forgot to mention this previously, this was pulled from a wrecker, a flatbed wrecker, and I actually unbolted the bar from the wrecker itself. So again, no feet. I have feet. I can throw some feet on here. That's really not that big a deal. It definitely needs a bath. It's got some critters on it, as you can see. Daddy long legs there and some other stuff. The typical stuff you find on a used bar, especially a bar from 1986 though, which is in surprisingly good shape, just dirty. I did not check to see if there's a speaker in here, but there's not a lot of weight in this bar, and that leads me to believe that there's no speaker. I mean, I can come down here and we can look together. No, there's no speaker in there. I just see the other side. So, oh well, that's it. Another quick video there, YouTube. I'll see if I can get this one wrapped up pretty quickly. It all depends on how quickly I can find some domes. Thanks. Have a good day.